Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has a unique opportunity to become the biggest game in the Prime series just due to circumstances overall with the system. And we're going to break down all of it, what's happening here. It's actually pretty exciting for the future of the Prime games and just what could be happening when it comes to the next generation of Metroid Prime games. But let's go ahead and jump right into this and what I mean when it comes to the big opportunity that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has. In the past, Metroid games have launched in somewhat of unique circumstances, especially Metroid Prime games. If you look at all of the Prime games at first, they started up on the Nintendo GameCube. What was the issue with the Nintendo GameCube? Well, the player base. That was the biggest problem when it comes down to it. The GameCube just didn't have a lot of people actually active on the system. It only sold a little bit over 20 million units, so that was the issue there. If you go back to the Nintendo Wii when Metroid Prime 3 launched, well, yeah, you had a big player base when the game launched in 2007, but the biggest issue there was that there was a lot of casuals and people that were playing stuff like Wii Sports and not necessarily people that were there for the core games like Metroid Prime 3. And that's essentially where it stops. Yes, there's been some other games like Metroid Other M and Metroid Prime Federation Force and some other things, but at the end of the day, that's really where the major core Prime games stop. It was the Wii. The last time that we got something in 2007, you fast forward almost 20 years later at this point in 2025, and we finally have a brand new core Metroid game for the audience out there. But there's a lot of changes from how Nintendo did things back in the Wii days to now at this point. So I truly believe that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to become the best-selling Metroid game in the franchise, and at the very least, the best-selling Metroid Prime game. Now, the thing about that is that Metroid Prime has never sold over about 3 million units per individual game. So it's not like it has this ungodly number that'll be so, oh my gosh, there's no way that it can hit that number like Mario Kart or something like that. So there is a big opportunity, and it's launching in pretty much the best environment ever for a Metroid game. Even better, in my opinion, than Metroid Dread, which broke the franchise sales records with over 3 million units. Back then, there was less systems overall when it comes to where Nintendo is right now at this point, and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has the advantage of being on the current Nintendo Switch system with its huge install base and being playable on the Nintendo Switch 2 with possible upgrades of Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Nintendo Switch 1 games, which is maybe the reason why Nintendo has not put out the release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, because it could tip off or kind of give some type of idea of when the Nintendo Switch 2 will be dated, which we are going to get that information coming up soon here at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So I do feel that this is a great opportunity when it comes down to it, because this big system that's coming out with the Nintendo Switch 2, people are going to want to play Metroid Prime, a game that already looks phenomenal on the standard Nintendo Switch 1. If they do some updates and upgrades to it, that's going to be a very appealing game for people to test out what this system can do and just kind of see the future of what's happening with Metroid Prime overall, or the possibilities of Metroid Prime being built ground up for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's very exciting. Also, biggest install base ever for a Metroid Prime game to launch on when it comes to a core big title, not Metroid Prime on the DS or anything like that, but an actual core numbered Metroid Prime game. So you're looking at the install base, you're looking at the fact that you're going to get a rush of new excited players that are willing and ready to buy core titles, because that's what's going to happen when the Nintendo Switch 2 launches. It just really paints a good picture overall. On top of that, Metroid Prime 4 looks incredible. The graphics look awesome. It looks like a solid experience from start to finish so far. From what they've shown with some of the new psychic ability powers, that looks incredible too. On top of there being a brand new suit that just looks awesome. So I think that there's so many good things that's going for Metroid Prime overall. And yeah, maybe it doesn't have that revolutionary Breath of the Wild type of moment, but it doesn't necessarily need that in order to appeal to more people than it appealed to back in the Wii and GameCube days, especially with the environment that we have with 150 million plus Nintendo Switch systems, and there's going to be multiple millions of new Nintendo Switch 2 owners that are going to be chomping at the bit to play a big game like this. So I think that it's going to work really well for Metroid Prime, and I cannot wait to see more of what Samus has in store for us with this game. Just like I can't wait to see more of what you guys that are not subscribed have in store for this channel by hitting that subscribe button, clicking that notification bell, and of course hit that like button and let me know what you're most excited about when it comes to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now let's go ahead and jump into the next topic here. I'm going to talk about the crazy Tomodachi Life revolution that is happening on the internet. Apparently, Tomodachi Life, living the dream, is breaking social media engagement records across the world. Because Tomodachi Life, living the dream, is apparently the game that everyone was waiting for, to the point to where the Direct was a massive success in the eyes of millions of people online that are clicking like buttons everywhere and engaging on social media, letting Nintendo know that they did a good job by finally bringing back Tomodachi Life. Listen, this was a Nintendo 3DS game. It's been over a decade, and there's still people to this day, hundreds of thousands of people apparently, that still play Tomodachi Life because it's that unique of a game overall. I have never been a Tomodachier. I knew that the game was popular. It sold like 6.57 million units, something like that on the Nintendo 3DS. So it wasn't like it was some type of small little nobody knows about this game, but I didn't know the type of passion that people have for it. So I'm actually excited for the Tomodachi lifers out there that you guys have finally got something to play that's new. The whole generation with the Wii U, there was really nothing obviously on a home console. Looked like it was more of just like a portables type of game, but now finally at the end of the Nintendo Switch's road, you get yourself a brand new game here. So the game's reveal trailer, it's really popular in terms of views in Japan and the US. So Nintendo of America's Instagram post has gotten over 298,000 likes and counting. That's probably up because these numbers are a little bit old. The Metroid Prime 4 trailer was also in the Nintendo Switch 1 Direct, has gotten about 44,000 likes. So it's blowing away Metroid Prime. But then again, it should, because Tomodachi Life has sold significantly better than any other individual Metroid Prime game. So that makes sense. Also, in Japan, it's even more popular than that. Nintendo's Japanese X and Twitter accounts posted on Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, has racked up over 400,000 likes and pretty much becoming the most liked thing ever. Even like more than like the Nintendo Switch 2 and some stuff, man. So this is definitely really good. The trailer has over 1 million views and counting as well. So a lot of people are excited for Tomodachi Life. And once again, I just want to extend my congratulations to all the Tomodachi Life players out there. I know Jake Randall, my homie Jake, make sure you guys go follow him, subscribe to his channel, because he's going to be helping you get a Nintendo Switch 2 as well, and any other systems that come out in the future. So go make sure you check him out. I know he was super excited about this. So I'm happy for the people that are happy for it. The game doesn't come out till next year though, but if anything, it shows that Nintendo is willing to support the standard Nintendo Switch 1 for well after the Nintendo Switch 2 is out. Whereas in the past, it used to be, hey, the new system's coming. Hey, we're dropping everything that we're doing. Everything's coming to the new system. We're not even going to talk about that old system unless it's something else. But it's pretty good that Nintendo's still going to be supporting. And I think that's how they're actually going to pass up the PlayStation 2 and become the best-selling system of all time, is because they are going to be having games into 2026, maybe with a price drop as well, some other types of bundles. I think that a Tomodachi Life Nintendo Switch Lite Living the Dream bundle, I think that would probably do numbers as well, just for people that want it for collectors and for people that just want to support the franchise overall. So once again, congrats to all the Tomodachi Life people out there. I'm gonna have to check out the game because of all of this stuff here. But what do you guys think about Tomodachi Life? Let me know in the comment section below. Now I want to move your attention to a pretty cool bundle that I'm going to have to pick up, or at least consider picking up here, and that's Octopath Traveler 1 and 2. It's getting a physical bundle, but it's on one cart, which is pretty awesome overall. Both games bundled on one cart. Now, this is being planned for Asia with an English cover. The games will support English, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and Japanese language options. Just like with all Nintendo Switch titles, the bundle is region free, meaning you can play it anywhere. And I've actually used Play Asia so many times. I've been using Play Asia for like decades now. And I think back in like 2005, 2006, I was importing like Naruto, Gekito Ninja Tyson, or Clash of Ninja games on the GameCube and using like the little disc thing and all that. So I've been doing this for a long time with PlayAsia. They're pretty goated, man. Overall, they're pretty good when it comes to getting your game to you. So I definitely think about checking that out if you want to get this bundle. And this would definitely be like a buy now before rare type of thing. Having multiple games, especially on a single cart, and having things like that, that's the type of stuff that's absolutely going to be rare in the future, because we don't know how many of these are even going to be printed. Even getting the original Octopath Traveler, it's available, but it's not like it's widely available brand new at a bunch of stores. The price of that game hasn't went significantly down. It's not like it's a $20 game or anything like that. Sometimes it still goes for retail or near retail for a new copy of that. Octopath Traveler 2, a little bit better because that's a newer game, but I'm guessing that Octopath Traveler 2 will not get a ton of copies as well, so that could end up becoming more of a rare game as well, especially if they don't continue the Octopath Traveler series. I mean, there could be an Octopath Traveler 3, but we just don't know. We haven't heard anything just yet. Maybe we'll hear something at the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation. We first heard about Octopath Traveler 1 at the 2017 Nintendo Switch presentation. So maybe we'll hear something coming up, but we'll have to just wait and see on that. This is a pretty cool bundle. So if you want both games on one cartridge on the Nintendo Switch any way that you want, check out the Octopath Traveler bundle that is coming down that you can pre-order right now on PlayAsia. Okay, but let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here, because I find this to be very, very interesting, because we've been waiting for a while for this. Final Fantasy IX 25th anniversary website has launched, celebrating 25 years on July 7, 2025. So Square Enix has launched this special website in celebration for the 25th anniversary. Now, the company is preparing various projects, including goods and collaborations, to commemorate the 25th anniversary, starting off with the following announcements. We have a book, Final Fantasy IX picture book, VD Grandpa and the Day of Departure. It's 44 pages and it's due out on July 2nd for 1,320 yen. There's also goods, Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary Lottery. Details will be announced later. Zoth Cross Final Fantasy IX collaboration glasses, due out in early July. And Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary official goods with various products that you will be able to get your hands on later down the road. There's also music, Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary Final Timeless Tale, due out on July 9th for 4,950 yen. For those who don't know, Final Fantasy IX is a legendary game that launched on the PlayStation 1 on July 25th, 2000, and has sold over 8.9 million units worldwide. So it is a big game, definitely one of the better selling Japanese RPGs of all time, and it's a very good game. Many feel that it is the best Final Fantasy game of all time, and for me, it's definitely a 10 out of 10 type of RPG. It is fantastic, and there's big rumors that Final Fantasy IX is going to get a remake. We had the NVIDIA GeForce leak a number of years ago, and it looks like that game is still being worked on. We still have insiders that are saying it's still a thing, it's happening. Square Enix is just waiting at this point, or they're doing something, or they're tweaking it. We're not really sure right now, but at the end of the day, Final Fantasy IX apparently is still coming with a remake, or a super high-end remaster or something like that. It's more pointing towards a remake of the game, but it's not going to be to the level of Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's not going to be that. It's going to be more of a straight up, hey, we're taking this game, we're adding in some things, quality of life features, different type of stuff, but we're going to do it with more modern graphics. So I think that's the right way to go about it after the experiment of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I understand, but I still feel like Final Fantasy VII Remake, what they did with that and turning it into like a 3-part series, I'm just not sure if it was needed. I think it sounds cool in your head, but then in all actuality, I'm not sure if that would have been better than simply having one incredible remake of the game and focusing on what made that original game so great and beloved in the first place, while adding in extra stuff to that game to make it just more fun to play. So I think that, for me at least, is how I feel about it, and maybe that's the reason why Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has pretty much dipped in players compared to Final Fantasy VII Remake. People check that remake out and were like, no, this is cool, but I mean, I'm not so sure about this. And then splitting it into 3 parts, I mean, I know that there's hardcore that love it that type of way, but sometimes it might be good to do kind of more of the vanilla version of a remake, and then really add more to that. So apparently that's what Final Fantasy IX Remake is going to be. So it's all good though, depending on however you feel about it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's awesome too. Like, I do like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but yeah, Final Fantasy IX should be more a traditional remake in the sense. So I can't wait to see what happens there. I think it's going to be exciting overall for just a variety of reasons, with the Nintendo Switch 2 coming up and other things happening. It looks like there's going to be some big noise overall with Final Fantasy, big RPGs, Octopath, Tomodachi Life, Metroid Prime 4 adventure games. So I'm looking forward to 2025 and what happens. So what do you guys think overall about all the different topics that we discussed, from Metroid and Tomodachi, Octopath, Final Fantasy, Nintendo Switch 2? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.